we're going to find out. Before we get into the video, guys,
make sure you smash that subscribe and the follow button if you haven't already.
Let's do it.
First 5 games as a starter, he scored more points than anybody since 1975. But just 2 weeks earlier, Jeremy Lin was sleeping on his brother's couch, expecting to get cut. If you don't play well tonight, it'll probably be your last game in the NBA. That's what Lin's agent told him on February 4th, 2012, hours before the Knicks played the Nets at the Garden. Depleted by injuries, New York's coach Mike D'Antoni was forced to give a chance to his 4th-string point guard, not expecting much. Before that game, Lin was a virtual nobody, constantly being mistaken for a team trainer by security guards at Madison Square Garden. A month later, he was arguably the most famous basketball player on earth, with more jersey sales than Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. This is the story.
Who is this man?
Yeah, who's Lin?
Man got more sales than them. That's crazy.
My God.
Of Linsanity, breaking stereotypes, and the craziest path to NBA superstardom of all time.
I respect
Jeremy Lin was overlooked his whole life by scouts, coaches, even by his own parents. His parents are both 5'6", and they never understood their son's obsession with basketball. But as long as he got good grades, they let him play. And because he loved playing so much, Jeremy always had good grades. And eventually, he became really good at basketball.
Nice.
Yet nobody seemed to care. Even though he averaged 16.4 points, 4.5 assists, and 2.4 steals as a senior, leading Palo Alto High School to a 32-1 record, and defeating the favorite Mater Dei in the finals to clinch the Division II championship, college offers for Jeremy were nowhere to be seen. Lin grew up across the street from Stanford, but their coaches didn't recruit him. Neither did the coaches from UCLA or many other prestigious universities. And it wasn't that college coaches were entirely unaware of Lin. Jeremy actually sent his highlight reels, as well as full quarters of play to various programs, but with no result. No Division I program offered Lin an athletic scholarship, and it was easy to see why. Lin was a 2-star recruit, ranked 426th nationwide, standing at 6'1", barely cracking 170 pounds, and he wasn't athletic. And last but not least, he was Asian.
He's an Asian kid, and he's not 7 foot tall.
I was gonna say something, and I'm glad that came up because I'm gonna be.
I thought that too.
This
I'm
is
not
a
gonna
genuine
lie.
question, guys. If he was black, would he have been taken more seriously in terms of the sport? You let me know what you guys think. That's a genuine question. I'm not trying to be funny, but you tell me. Or was he just straight up not good enough? Let me know what you guys think. Genuine question there. No? Okay. Fair play.
Don't see a lot of Asian point guards making it in Division I basketball.
Skinny white point guards get stereotyped, but for Asians, it was a whole different level, as no Asian point guard ever had a meaningful role in the NBA. Lin was battling racist remarks his whole life from opposing players and fans, and was always viewed as the weak link. But his confidence never wavered, and after they saw him dominate Division I players at an AAU tournament, Lin's talent was finally recognized by Harvard's coaches, who decided to offer him a scholarship. Harvard's underwhelming basketball program was desperate for talent, and Lin was also a great student with a 4.2 GPA. So
it makes sense. He's got the grades for Harvard, one of the best prestigious colleges, in US. But then they're desperate for a talent, so it just worked out perfectly for him. That's so funny.
He fit their mold perfectly. However, as a freshman, Lin was physically the weakest player at Harvard, and he barely played. But in 2008, his sophomore season, Lin got stronger, averaging 12.6 points per game, and was named to the All-Ivy League second team. In his junior year, Jeremy improved across the board, averaging 17.8 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and 2.4 steals, with excellent shooting percentages. Lin was the only Division I player ranked in the top 10 in his conference in all major statistical categories, and was a consensus selection for the All-Ivy League first team. As a senior, Lin's numbers stayed virtually the same, but due to his experience, better decision-making, and leadership, Harvard finished the season with a 21-8 record, the best result in the program's history at the time. Lin finally gained national attention, mainly for his performance against the 12th-ranked Connecticut, where he scored a career-high 30 points and grabbed 9 rebounds against Kemba Walker. Jeremy graduated from Harvard with a degree in economics, a 3.1 GPA.
Degree in economics, he's smart as hell, man.
Of course he is.
That's hard to get, and that's Harvard as well. He's very clever.
And was an Ivy League all-time leader in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. Lin put his name into the 2010 NBA draft, but the same pattern emerged, as he was once again overlooked by everybody.
If I don't get drafted here, I probably won't get drafted. I'm thinking like, oh, if I get drafted, what's gonna happen? I'm just gonna run around like hugging everyone. I'm gonna fly to New York tomorrow.
Most scouting reports viewed him as a smart passer with a flawed jump shot and a thin frame, who might not have the strength and athleticism to defend, create his own shot, or finish at the rim in the NBA. Daryl Morey, the then general manager of the Rockets, put Jeremy's stats and draft combine results into a complex computer model, which projected Jeremy to be the 15th best player in the draft. But Morey and his staff weren't prepared to place blind trust in their model, because as an Asian American kid, Lin simply didn't pass the eye test. A year after Houston and every other team let Lin go undrafted, the Rockets began measuring the speed of a player's first 2 steps. And Lin had the quickest first step of any player measured. He's incredibly athletic. But the reality is that every person, including me, thought he was unathletic. And I can't think of any reason for it other than he was Asian. However, despite all the stereotypes, one general manager saw past his ethnicity, Donnie Nelson of the Dallas Mavericks. Nelson offered him a spot on the Mavs Summer League team, and Lin used his opportunity to the fullest, averaging 9.8 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 1.8 assists in 18.6 minutes per game, while shooting a team-leading 54.5% from the floor. After his strong summer league showing, Lin received offers from the Mavericks, Warriors, and 2 other teams, ultimately deciding to sign with his hometown Warriors.
Oh, he played for Warriors. You know what? I love these kind of stories because, you know, when all odds are against you, similar to the last video we done where he's raised in Compton and he's around gangs and shit. When all odds are against you and you're getting doubted, if you can shine through that, then there was God's plan. Like, no man can stop that. Like, very nice to see.
Offered him a 2-year contract.
I was like,
Golden State 2 years.
I picked my little brother up. I'm like, I'm signing with Golden State.
But in the 2010-2011 season, Jeremy saw little playing time behind Steph Curry and Monte Ellis, appearing in just 29 games, averaging 2.6 points in less than 10 minutes per game.
He's not getting
During the offseason, Lin worked hard to
time.
improve his game. He restructured his jump shot by abandoning the shooting form he had used since the 8th grade. He also increased his strength, doubling the weight he could squat from 110 pounds to 231 pounds,
Solid.
and almost tripling the number of pull-ups he could do from 12 to 30. Lin increased his body weight from 200 pounds to 212, and the added muscle helped him add 3.5 inches to his standing vertical jump and 6 inches to his running vertical jump, while his lateral quickness improved by 32%. However, during the NBA lockout, Jeremy never got a chance to work out for new Warriors coach Mark Jackson. On his first day of training camp, the Warriors waived Lin and his $800,000 contract to free up salary cap space.
I went in there, the general manager and assistant general manager were like, we got to let you go. We're trying to get DeAndre Jordan.
3 days later,
that's a fucking disrespect. We're letting you go because we're trying to get my man over there.
Yeah.
That's fucked. I would...
He wasn't an asset to them.
Clearly. But that's kind of like the last video we watched where he got traded for Kawhi. It's like... that's so sad, I can't lie.
Lin was picked up by the Rockets, but before the start of the season, Houston waived him too. On December 27, 2011, after injuries to guards Iman Shumpert and Baron Davis, the New York Knicks claimed Lin off waivers to be a backup point guard behind Tony Douglas and Mike Bibby. Essentially, Jeremy was the backup's backup, but he was used to being overlooked.
During practice, Jeremy would stand right beside me on the side of the court and not really get in even in practice. He was just there in case one of these guys got hurt.
And he kept working extremely hard to get a chance to play.
I rate the consistency,
Lin was the first to arrive in the practice facility and the last one to leave. But the Knicks still played him just 6 minutes per game off the bench in his first 9 appearances for the team. But then, out of sheer desperation, as the Knicks had an 8-15 record, coach Mike D'Antoni decided to give Lin more opportunity to play, telling Jeremy that he'd play more minutes in a back-to-back game against the Nets on February 4th. Up until that point, Jeremy was sleeping on his brother's couch, not willing to rent his own apartment out of fear of getting cut again. And the night before that February 4th game against the Nets, Lin's brother asked Jeremy to find another place to sleep because he and his wife expected guests, and they needed their couch in their 1-bedroom apartment to be available. Evicted from his brother's home, Jeremy spent the night at Landry Field's house.
You know, I was like, yeah, sure, man, come. I was given forewarning, though, that my couch wasn't huge. It was actually a rental couch at the time. It might have been maybe 6 feet long.
And what What happened the next day was something beyond his wildest dreams. Playing against all-star point guard Darren Williams, Lin exploded for a game-high 25 points, including 12 points in the fourth quarter, to seal the 99-92 win for the Knicks. For the game, Lin shot 10 for 19, dished out 7 assists with only 1 turnover, and he also had 2 steals and 5 rebounds. So
I might have to start sleeping on the couch.
Go on then.
Bring that hunger out.
I'll have the whole bed to myself.
This-
Honey, you can sleep on the couch.
Lin
okay?
knew, mate. Lin did not want to sleep on no couch no more.
I'll get you the nice blankets.
He
okay,
made
honey?
sure. You know? If I start sleeping on the couch, you lot might get 5 YouTube videos a day because I'll be that hungry to step up.
So much stuff had to come together at the right moment. My back was against the wall. That was going to be it for me. My agent had actually called me before the game and said, if you don't play well, tonight will probably be your last game in the NBA. The amount of anxiety, the pressure, just the embarrassment that I was facing. If I would finally make it to the NBA and then just completely underperform and fizzle out, that would have really been a tough pill to
that's
swallow.
tough.
In the most important game of his life, Lin passed with flying colors. But that was only the beginning. In the following game against Utah, D'Antoni promoted Lin to a starter. However, without Carmelo Anthony, who left the game after 5 minutes due to injury, and Amari Stoudemire, who was out due to death in the family, nobody expected the shorthanded Knicks to win. Enter Jeremy Lin, the third-string Asian point guard playing out of his mind. Lin led all scorers with 28 points on 10 for 17 shooting, with 8 assists and 2 steals. Jeremy did have 8 turnovers, but nobody cared, as the Knicks won another game. Despite the unbelievable turnaround from the most unexpected source, the naysayers said that everybody can have a couple of good games. But then, Lin did it again, playing against another all-star point guard, John Wall, arguably the fastest NBA player at the time.
And then we hit the road and go to Washington, and it's like John Wall again, you know? Like, I played against John Wall in the Summer League, and now it's like a rematch. Now I'm playing against him again.
Lin scored 23 points and dished out 10 assists, shooting 9 for 14
Good
from the
game.
field in another victory. Lin was becoming a national sensation, and the
You got all the Asian brothers in the stands now. It's coming together.
word Linsanity was already coined by national media. But before the next game against the Lakers, Kobe Bryant brushed him off.
I don't even know what he's done. Like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'll take a look at it tonight. Who is this kid? Yeah, I've heard about him, stuff like that, but I don't know what's the
However, after the game, Bryant definitely knew all about Linsanity because Lin torched him and the Lakers with a career-high 38 points on 13 for 23 shooting with 7 assists and 2 steals. Jeremy outscored Kobe 38-34, including a dagger 3 in front of the Lakers bench. After that game, Linsanity was in full effect, with Knicks merchandise having to order vast amounts of Lin jerseys and t-shirts to satisfy the growing demand. After the game, it was impossible to buy Lin's number 17 jersey. Because
you know what I want to say as well? This just proves that if you're consistent at what you do, everything can change overnight.
Yeah.
He went from sleeping on the couch to a couple of weeks later being sold out jerseys, and they're having to fucking mass stock jerseys because they can't get any.
Outscoring Kobe
That's
as well.
crazy. Like, it just comes to show, man.
Yep.
there weren't any to buy, as nobody could have predicted that a guy who wasn't even on the Knicks roster at the start of the season would become their most popular player. But Jeremy
for
didn't
him.
stop there.
So I'm
Following
saying-
the Lakers game, Lin dropped 20 in another win against Minnesota. And a few days later, he had another double-double with 27 points and 11 assists against the Raptors. In the final seconds of the game, with the score tied, Lin waved away every incoming screen like a 10-year veteran because he wanted to hit the game winner himself.
He even got that bang!
In the next game against Sacramento, Lin had another double-double with 10 points and 13 assists, leading the Knicks to their 7th straight victory and becoming one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet. Less than 2 weeks after he was sleeping on his brother's couch, Lin scored
Insane.
20-plus points in the next 3 games. And in the 13 games in February, Lin averaged 22 points, 9 assists, and 2.3 steals, leading the Knicks to a 10-3 record. I have never, ever seen a player take the city, the state, the country by storm the way Jeremy has. He's on the front and back pages of newspapers. He's on 3 segments of ESPN. He's on the front cover of Sports Illustrated. And 10 days ago, people didn't even know who he was.
Golden State must have had a tough pill to swallow trading him like that. And all those people who doubted him must have been like, shit, man.
You know what, though? I feel like Lin had to go through all this because he clearly had to up his game to have an impact. This is why, like, he didn't get drafted. This is why teams were letting him go, because he wasn't having an impact. And for him, his coach or something called him, say, if you don't play well, I'm getting rid of you.
It's done, it's your last game.
He needed that to elevate his game. So
if those problems didn't happen, he probably wouldn't be this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
Said Mitch Modell, the CEO of Modell's Sporting Goods, and one of many who were scrambling to find Lin jerseys during Linsanity. However, after a disappointing 18-24 record, the Knicks fired Coach D'Antoni, and in his place came Mike Woodson, who ran fewer pick and rolls, which didn't suit Jeremy's playing style. In 7 games under the new head coach, Lin averaged a more modest 13 points and 5 assists per game before suffering a meniscus tear that would sideline him for the rest of the season. In 26 games as a full-time player, Jeremy averaged 18.5 points and 7.6 assists, and the Knicks went 16-10 during that period, which was crucial for New York to make the playoffs. By the end of the season, Lin's number 17 jersey became the second best-selling jersey in the entire NBA, which is astonishing considering he got waived twice and didn't play for the first half of the season.
Who was first, guys? Was it LeBron or Steph Curry or something? Let us know.
After the 2012 season ended, Lin became a restricted free agent, and the Rockets offered him a 3-year, $25 million contract. The first 2 years of Houston's offer were $5 and $5.2 million, followed by $14.8 million the third year. A higher salary in the final year, known as a poison pill, was intended to discourage New York from matching the offer, and the Rockets' plan worked. Despite Lin's success and being the most popular Knicks player of this century, New York declined to match Houston's offer because of that poison pill in the third year of his deal, which would put the Knicks in luxury tax. And that's how, after just 2 short months, the Linsanity era in New York came to an end. With the Rockets, Lin had a solid but not spectacular 2 seasons, averaging 13 points and 5.2 assists on 44% shooting and 35% from 3. Playing a second fiddle behind James Harden, it's probably the best he could have done with such a ball-dominant guard. But for the rest of his career, Lin never reached the heights of Linsanity. After leaving New York, Lin played for 7 more seasons, averaging 12 points and 4.3 assists before retiring from the NBA at the age of 30, mainly due to persistent knee injuries. In his last NBA season, Lin won the title with the Raptors, thus becoming the first Asian American to win an NBA championship. After the NBA, Lin continued to play in China and Taiwan, the home country of his parents, where he still plays today at the age of 36. And despite a somewhat underwhelming career after Linsanity, Jeremy Lin will forever remain a people's champion, especially for Asians. Even though Yao Ming was the first Asian superstar in the NBA, Yao was a 7'6" freakin'.
Oh, let's not forget Yao.
Oh, I didn't forget him.
And it was actually Lin, and not Yao, who moved the needle and broke racial barriers. I feel like Asians in general don't get the respect that we may deserve, whether it comes to sports, basketball, or whatever it might be. In some ways, Linsanity wouldn't have been Linsanity if I had a different skin color. Most likely, it wouldn't have been as big a deal, and that went to my advantage. But if you look prior to that, a lot of the obstacles to even get to that point where I could get to a position of getting on the floor, those were definitely obstacles that were very much stereotypes that I had to fight along the way. Jeremy never liked Linsanity and the spotlight it brought. But for New Yorkers, Asians, and many NBA fans around the world, those 2 magical months will forever stay in their memory in what was one of the best success stories in sports history.
Man, like Lin.
Good for you, Lin.
I love those stories.